Today, we will talk about 5 types of AI tools. These 5 types of AI tools will make your business much more productive, increase your business's client satisfaction, reduce revision loads, and also boost your revenue. And if you don't use these 5 types of AI tools in this day and age, then you are falling behind, especially if you have a web design agency. So, if you want to grow your web design business even more, these 5 types of tools will definitely help you. So, let's take a look at them. So, in which areas will we use these 5 types of tools? Since I said 5 types, that means we will use them in 5 areas. The first area where we will use them is in the design and prototyping phase. The faster you can do this, the quicker you can create different concepts, and you'll see that your chances of getting clients on board will increase. Again, a website contains lots of content. To generate this content, we will use these tools in the first area, and then comes asset creation. By asset creation, I mean we use different illustrations, icons, and images on the website. When we can create these properly aligned with the website's branding, it creates a complete vibe for the website. Normally, this takes quite a bit of time, but by using these tools, we can do it much faster. After that, once your design is ready, you'll need to code it to see the actual view. You have to create the proper code structure from that design. When you deploy it to the server, your live website will be created. For that coding part, we'll need these tools as well. And finally, as your website grows, you'll need to manage your project efficiently to avoid the hassle and pain of project management and to ensure smooth communication with your client and your project manager. These tools will help. To make these processes smoother, we'll use project management or collaboration tools. Okay, I've already explained why we use these tools, but let's look again at what they do for us. They reduce our repetitive tasks. The work we used to have to do over and over will be minimized. Then preparing concepts, creating multiple concepts, and handling multiple revisions will become easier. The time that used to be spent on these repetitive tasks will be sped up even more. In other words, it will take even less time. Then, by creating a standardized design system within your agency, you'll be able to provide quality service. And through the project management tools, your collaboration with clients or your team will become much smoother. Is that clear? Now, if we go back to the first point, what were we talking about first? Design ideation and prototyping, right? So what happens here is that the client first gives us some requirements, and based on those requirements, we prepare an initial concept. If the client likes this concept, then the client comes on board and pays us. Now, before we move further, this process of preparing the concept is very crucial, and if you take too much time here, there's a high chance you won't be able to onboard that client. That's why for this type of design prototyping, we use AI tools. In our company, we use Figma plus Figma AI. By combining these, we can prepare concepts very quickly. You can try this out. There's a tool called Figma AI and another one called Gamma AI. You can try using these tools. All right, then we move on to the second use case. The second segment moves on to the second segment. This is about my content website. Content is very important for websites. Whether it's the landing page or any segment, these areas require a lot of content. It's very important, and for this content, the tools we use at Red House, we use Copy AI. You can try using Copy AI, or you can use Jasper, or in the best case scenario, you can use GPT-4 or ChatGPT as well. If you use Copy AI or Jasper, you'll see that you get a lot more variance. With ChatGPT, in my experience, it tends to give more generic stuff, but again, if you can provide good prompts, you'll get better results. But I feel that Copy AI or Jasper are a bit more effective, more meaningful. Okay, moving on, the third segment is asset creation. I face this issue quite often. When I'm working on a website and preparing a design, I feel like it would be great to have a certain type of icon there, but I don't have it. Then I have to approach my design team, and when they create the icon, I implement it there. This problem has been solved since we started using Canva Pro. After getting Canva, this issue has been resolved. There are so many icons there, and you can modify them however you want, which is really useful. Actually, the same goes for images. The same applies to illustrations as well. The slide you're seeing now, I've used different illustrations here, and I've used Canva for that too. You can use Midjourney or Canva Pro for this. It will help you again in conceptualizing your design. If you use good, properly related icons and implement them in your design following the proper brand color guidelines, then ultimately your design won't look empty. You'll see the difference. Okay, next at number 4 comes the topic of code. Suppose you've made your design ready in Figma at 1 o'clock. After that, what you need to do is code it. And when you upload it to a live server, then everyone will actually be able to see that design, or the site will go live. Now, the tool we use for this isn't here. For this, there's a plugin in Figma at 1 o'clock that generates code for you. For others, we generally use Foodbase, which is a helpful platform. Then after that, we use Copilot. But if your agency is more design focused, you can check out the various tools that have been suggested here. These tools will really help you to properly implement the design from the code, making the process smoother and more effective. Next, the fifth segment is project management. For project management, we use Notion. You can use ClickUp or any other tool as well. Project management is extremely important if you are running a web design agency. You'll notice that the workload for projects isn't always the same throughout the year. Some quarters are busier, some are lighter. But when the workload is high, if I can't utilize that properly at that time, clients won't come to me. If a client gets a bad impression even once, they won't come back to me. That's why project management is so important, so that clients have a smooth experience. And the same goes for your team. They're working too, and they also need a good vibe. So, project management is extremely important. We use Notion for this, and you can use Notion as well. So, there's that. Clients often give a lot of requirements. Sometimes they provide requirements in a rather disorganized way, but by using Notion, I can turn those into a very clear set of requirements. You can try using this as well. You can use ClickUp or you can use Jira too. So these were the tools that we will use in our web design agency to help our agency grow more. Right now, your agency runs in a certain format. If you try to implement everything I just mentioned all at once today, it will be very tough. Sometimes this can even cause things to fail badly. So what you need to do is measure your current workflow and then implement each item step by step. For example, for collaboration, maybe before you used Google Sheets or similar tools, try using it in another area. Then for design, you can use a different tool. You have to use it this way, and you need to run it completely for a certain period. After that, you should measure its impact, how efficient and productive you were before, and how much that has improved now. Now, if you measure it, what will happen? There are some aspects to that, which I'll explain a bit. In this matrix, you will measure whether your delivery time has improved. For example, maybe before you used to deliver in 2 weeks. Now check if you can deliver in less than 2 weeks, whether your revisions are decreasing. Initially, you gave the client a concept or a final project and then see if the number of revisions required is going down. Next, check if your client satisfaction is increasing, whether clients are telling you, okay, this is good, I'm much happier, the whole process is much smoother. See if clients are saying things like this to you, or if you yourself are realizing it. After client satisfaction comes asset work. Asset work means, for example, in any concept-ready course we've created a template for that or made a template for that design, which we can reuse again and again. Previously, building something from scratch would take a lot of time, especially in the middle of a rush. And whether this difference is decreasing or not, we need to get a proper idea about that. So that's it. These were the 5 types of AI tools. If you use these types of AI tools in your company at these 5 steps, as I mentioned, if you use them at these 5 stages, you'll see that your business productivity increases significantly. Since our business is a bit more on the upper side, we actually use a lot of AI tools. We have AI tools for lead collection. We have tools to nurture our leads profiles, to communicate with clients, and to provide updates to clients. So we use these. But initially, if you are in the starting phase, you can use these as well, which will make your process much smoother. So that was it for today's video. Also, let us know which tools you use in your agency that are increasing your business's productivity. You can share that in the comments. And if you have any other suggestions, you can share those as well. You can also let us know which topics you want to see videos on next. See you in the next video.